The rain fell in a quiet drizzle as I stepped outside, the damp earth releasing its petrichor scent into the cool evening air. Life had settled into a rhythm predictable, unremarkable. My marriage wasn't unhappy, but it wasn't alive either. My wife and I moved through our days like polite strangers, sharing a home but no longer sharing ourselves. I told myself this was just how things were after years together, until she moved in across the street. Her house glowed with soft yellow light, always welcoming. She wasn't the kind of woman who demanded attention, but she drew it effortlessly. Saris simple, her hair neatly tied, her smile warm enough to melt the frost I hadn't realized had settled inside me. The first time I stepped into her home, it was for something trivial, a borrowed wrench, maybe. Her husband traveled often, leaving her to fill the silence alone. That evening, she welcomed me with tea, the steam curling between us as a quiet melody played from an old radio. "You work so much," she said, handing me the cup. "You should take time for yourself." No one had spoken to me like that in years. I watched her move the way her bangles chimed softly, the way she tucked a loose strand of hair behind her ear without thinking. She wasn't young, but there was a grace in her that made time irrelevant. And when she really listened, it wasn't out of politeness. It was as if my words mattered. I left that night feeling lighter, restless. I told myself it was nothing, but I went back at first. I pretended it was just kindness checking in on a neighbor who spent too many evenings alone, but the truth was simpler, darker. I wanted her. The way she looked at me, sometimes hesitant, sometimes searching, told me she felt it too. A brush of fingers when she handed me a glass. A pause in conversation that stretched too long. The way she always said, "You should go," but never moved to make me leave. One evening, as rain tapped against the windows, I stayed. The air between us was thick with everything we hadn't said. "This isn't right," she whispered. "Then why does it feel like it is?" She didn't answer. But when I touched her, she didn't pull away. Her skin was warm under my hands, her breath unsteady. "This is wrong," she murmured even, as her fingers curled into my shirt. It was. We both knew it. But for the first time in years, I felt alive. After that, there was no pretending. Stolen moments became a second life, hushed whispers, reckless touches, the thrill of secrecy like a drug. We weren't careful. We didn't want to be. But the world has a way of crashing back in. My wife found the text. Just 3 words. "I miss you," and the life I'd built unraveled in seconds. "When did it start?" she asked, her voice terrifyingly calm. I could have lied, but the truth spilled out anyway. "I love her." The words hung between us like a death sentence. Across the street, her husband already knew. When I saw her standing outside her house that night, her face said everything. "It's over," she whispered. And just like that, it was. The storm had passed. I was left standing in the wreckage,